Welcome to Wrexham Property TV. Just look at those titles. What an edition we have for you. Ivan Rowlands talking about surveying and surveying property, not just ordinary residential surveying, but also structural surveying of properties. Also, we had Sophie Davis joining me to talk about the Wrexham Business and Community Awards. I've also got a very important message for landlords in Wrexham. And last and not least, celebrating Wrexham's success and why Wrexham fans, in my view, are not just special, they are a different level. And first up, it's my chat with Ivan Rowlands.
Primarily we're engineers, but we also do surveys as you would expect from a surveyor. So one of the key requirements of a mortgage lender in terms of the person or the company undertaking a professional condition survey would be that they need to be professionally qualified and a professional member of an organisation. Most mortgage lenders will send out an informative paper highlighting their specific requirements. For the individual that's purchasing a professional condition survey, you need to get an engineer or a surveyor which has experience of doing those types of surveys. It's only with experience that they identify and can diagnose the causations behind those defects which they come across. Whenever we attend a property, there could be one of either two situations. So the first could be that we're asked to provide an overall condition assessment of that property. But also the second type of inspection would be we would get called in to look at a specific defect. An example of that could be somebody's purchasing a house. They're not overly fussed about the condition of the paintwork, the materials, but they might have a specific concern regarding a crack which has appeared on the outer wall of that property, and we'd be asked to specifically look at and diagnose the reason why that defect has occurred. I mean, whilst we're at that property, although we may be looking at a specific detail, we are keeping an eye open for any other potential defect. That could be rising damp, a lack of ventilation, that could be dry rot within timber skirting or fascias. So we always have to keep an eye for the overall general condition of that building.
The inaugural Wrexham Business and Community Awards is going to happen in November of this year. A very exciting initiative, and I was very pleased to invite and accept Sophie Davis in for a chat, who is also working with me and others on a small group who are organising and planning for this. Sophie, who would have thought? It's nearly May. We met a few months ago, and the whole reason that we came together as a small group of people was to think of a way in which we could reintroduce aspiration into the mindset of Wrexham. And what we've come up with, as you well know, is the Wrexham Business and Community Awards.
So it's the 10th of November, and it's going to be at Networld Sports, their gorgeous new unit on the industrial estate, and tickets will be released very soon. We would love everybody to be there on the night, and it's going to be a fabulous night. It is going to be bigger and better than ever before, and we're just going to have a lot of fun, aren't we? It's going to be amazing. It really is.
I suppose it's the scale of what we're trying to build, for me, is the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
Because we are talking about an event that we look to eclipse all other award events, with possibly about 400 people
Yeah.
being invited. How many awards? Can you remember how many awards will be awarded to various organisations, both business and community? How many awards
14.
are? 14.
Large scale businesses to micro businesses and everything in between. So community engagement and growth. And I mean, there is no better time to be in Wrexham, from Wrexham, living in Wrexham. But all of the sort of the community spirit and the long-standing businesses and the passion and the drive and the culture, all of this incredible community, both business community and just the community of Wrexham, has existed for decades, and we're sort of putting ourselves back on the map and making sure that businesses of all sizes get celebrated, people of all sort of walks of life and all businesses get celebrated, because that is why we've all come together. You know, those first conversations where we want to make it bigger and better. But I think you'll agree that all of us said everybody needs to be included, all age ranges, all business sizes. We all wanted to sort of put everything and everyone back on the map and back on a pedestal to go, look, this is an incredible time for Wrexham, but this has already existed previously and it's just going to go beyond, I feel, what we wanted to do.
I absolutely agree. But I think that the vibe within the town now has meant that we are able to give a far more positive message. Realistically, a positive message. This is not rose-tinted glasses.
No.
It's about actually recognising real companies, real people, and in so doing, particularly through this award, creating role models for other people to use as their inspiration, that they can actually, the fact that you came from Wrexham means there are plenty of examples where other people have succeeded as well.
What we're trying to do within the Wrexham Business and Community Awards is to shine a light on everybody, everything, every possible business and community aspect, deliver an award that is going to be phenomenal, but also inspire.
I suppose using this particular platform with also the remaining 20% or so of space we have for additional sponsors, to use this to encourage large, medium-sized or small employers in Wrexham
Yes,
to make inquiries
absolutely.
if they wish to become involved and become sponsors of the event.
We would love everybody to be involved in whatever way they can. So if they've got something that they think, oh, that'd be perfect for the evening, or a goodie bag, or something on the table, please do get in touch, because we just want everybody to be involved in this as much as we possibly can.
Well put. Sophie, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Now, the 31st of May is a date that's coming up very, very quickly. And as in previous videos, I want you to be very aware it's a date by which you have to act in a certain way. And that is, if you are self-managing a rental property, you need to provide, before the 31st of May, a written statement. And an example can be seen on the Rent Smart Wales website if you wish to do it yourself, because you failing to do that before the 31st of May can have some quite drastic consequences for you as a landlord. So even if you can prove that a tenant has damaged your property and that the actual claim itself is perfectly valid, without a written statement having been given to your tenant prior to the 31st of May, it will be ruled out of order, however legitimate your case may be. It's also highly likely that if you had to evict the tenant, that the court will not recognise that tenancy as being a legal tenancy, because it clearly is being shown now that going forward, all the relevant contracts and detail will have to be in place before any matter is considered. So even if you have got a bulletproof gold bar case for either making a claim on a deposit or indeed in evicting a tenant, it will be completely disqualified if you haven't got that written statement and proof that you've given it to your tenant within the allocated time. So I repeat, 31st of May, it's critically important for you to make sure that written statement goes to your tenant. If you have any problems, if you wish us to actually provide that for you, there is a cost to it. But if you wish us to take the pain away completely, please do give us a call and we will be delighted to help. With everything that went on last weekend and all the reaction behind it, I'm asking the question, are Wrexham fans that special? Are they any different to any other football fan? I'll take you back to 2011. There was a demand made of the club to pay £250,000 to the Football League. The then owners could only afford £150,000. The challenge was for Wrexham to find another £100,000. Otherwise, all the history would be wiped out at a stroke. The club would fall. The fantastic thing is that they managed to achieve what many areas would believe to be impossible. I'm talking about real people with real names who gave their life savings to the club to survive. I'm talking about people who sold their cars. The collapse of the club was averted, and that was due to the heroics of the people of Wrexham for the club. It is the very connection between the football club and the community which I believe is unique. In 1998, the stand on the Mould Road side of the ground was built with the help of a £1 million lottery grant. And just to show you the way that the community and the club are interwoven, embroidered, hardwired into each other, over 3,000 bricks were individually purchased by the community, with the money going for further financial assistance to build this particular stand. The symbolic nature of the actual ground itself, the actual bricks, each having been purchased by a member of the community in dedication very often to a past family member, makes you realise that it's not just about the current generation of fans. It also includes people who are not even here anymore, but are mentioned on the very walls of this ground. Wrexham fans, to use a football phrase, are simply different gravy.